This is TNA, the new face of professional wrestling.
The monster man! Oh, this is hit the ring again! From behind the attack on Hardy. It's just getting started. I don't know what. Oh, black hole slam! He crushes him right there into the mat. This monster's gone berserk. He's gone nuts. Now Hardy trying to fight back from his knees. Series of rights and left, but he's cut off by Abyss. Hits him. Oh, he just slammed him through the table. My God! My God! He tossed him over the top. Hardy crashing down through the table. Against all odds, Hardy and Abyss. Tables, ladders, chairs. They're all legal.
And now, from Stage 21 at Universal Studios at Universal Orlando Resort, it's total non-stop action wrestling impact.
Once again become God's gift to the announce table. What do you think of that, Don West?
I'll tell you what, I'm so glad to have you here with us because we definitely want to talk about the Iron Man match that's going to be in Against All Odds on February 13th. But not only that, we've got Kevin Nash going to go after Jeff Jarrett for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And I've talked to our broadcast partner, Shane Douglas, and let me tell you something, Mike. Kevin Nash has worked harder for this than any match in his career.
Want to talk to Mr. Daniels as well about that golden opportunity Against All Odds. Your chance to be X Division champion for the very first time. It's not just my opportunity to be the X Division champion. It's my opportunity to prove to you and the rest of TNA that I am the X Division, Mike, today. I am the X Division. Oh, really? You are the X Division. Exactly. But where does that exactly put the phenomenal AJ Styles, who once again is the reigning X Division title? That puts him with the rest of the people in the X Division one step below the rightful owner of the X Division title, the Fallen Angel. But where exactly then would you put this man coming out with the team candidate of John Scandal, talking about a former X Division title holder, the master of the Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams. Well, let's talk about Petey Williams for just a second. This little twerp has the audacity to say he was one of the most dominating X Division champions. For 5 months he held that belt.
He held it longer than anybody,
Where was Christopher Daniels' title shot when he was champion? Well, wait a minute. What do you mean, where was his title shot? If the Canadian Destroyer is such a devastating finishing maneuver, why did he never try to put it on the Fallen Angel by today? Well, what do you think? The champion makes all his matches? We have matchmakers around here. We have a director of authority, Dusty Rhodes. Exactly my point. TNA is keeping the Fallen Angel away from the X Division title. Dusty Rhodes is doing his level best to keep me from the title that I richly deserve.
Well, let me ask you this, Sir Christopher Daniels, as we see Shark Boy right now getting an advantage on Petey Williams. Oh, great counter there by the former X Division champion. You're going to have to go 30 minutes. Most pinfalls or submission in that time, of course, becomes the X Division champion. 30 minutes with the 4-time X Division champion. What is your strategy at this time, or are you going to give us a little insight on that?
It's not a matter of strategy. I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to go into that ring and I'm going to dominate the action. It doesn't matter if I was in there with Shark Boy, with Petey Williams, with Chris Sabin, or AJ Styles. I go in there and I shine like gold when I'm in that ring. Slap to the face by Petey Williams, but look at Shark Boy fight back.
Great rights right there by Shark Boy. It's great to see him back here on Impact. A big crowd favorite, a cult favorite here at TNA, and there's a great shot to the knee there by Shark Boy.
Well, some people underestimate Shark Boy because of his costume, because of his attitude. But let me tell you something, he's a talented competitor. He's just not as talented as me. Let's get that straight.
Well, you'll have a chance to prove that to the world and to AJ Styles Sunday, February the 13th, and against all odds, one of the most grueling matches in professional wrestling. 30 minutes, Iron Man rules. Whoever gets the most falls in that 30-minute time limit will be the winner and will be the X Division champion. Slingshot into the cross-body block by Shark Boy.
I'll tell you what, after Shark Boy just gave one of his greatest shark bites ever on the rear end of Petey Williams, and he comes over the top rope. He's got Petey Williams reeling right now. I think the high-profile matches that Petey's had here of late, Shark Boy's caught him off guard.
And also the antics of Shark Boy has caught Petey off guard. Petey's more used to a straightforward wrestler, people like Chris Sabin. Shark Boy's a different type of competitor, a different kind of challenge.
Almost takes you out of your game, doesn't it? When you're facing somebody like Shark Boy?
Well, it'll throw you off guard if you're Petey Williams or someone else, briefly of the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels. You are prepared for any eventuality, Mike Tenay. You know that. Be honest.
Well, I'm not even going to ask you about AMW then. We won't even go back to that history.
Sometimes.
Sounds like you brought up a sore point. Side Russian leg sweep by the former X Division title holder, Petey Williams. Right back to the offensive, boot to the head of Shark Boy.
I will say this, I am looking forward to that Iron Man match, and you know how I am. The great talent that we're going to see in that ring between you and AJ Styles, it is going to be something incredible. On February the 13th, great suplex right there by Petey Williams.
And notice that he maintains his contact here with Shark Boy. He has a follow-up move in mind.
Well, that's the type of competitor that Petey Williams is. He's always thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead.
Well, you don't hold the X Division Championship for over 5 months for nothing, that's for sure. This guy has got an incredible talent.
No, it's easy to hold the belt for 5 months when you don't let Christopher Daniels challenge for the belt.
There you see.
Of course it's easy.
Check this out. Team Canada coach.
Oh, look at this. Oh, come on.
First distracting the official, and now helping out Petey Williams. He was choking. He was throttling Shark Boy while he was stood up on his head in the corner.
That's just Petey Williams using every advantage. That's the mark of a smart competitor.
Fox box, the top of the screen, indicates the time remaining in this matchup, 10-minute time limit. Should we go through the 10 minutes? No draws here in TNA. We have a judge in attendance, the living legend Larry Zbyszko from the Championship Committee, and he will determine a winner. Another near fall for Petey Williams.
I'll tell you what, you've got to give Shark Boy credit, his resiliency. He's able to take everything that Petey Williams has been giving him, not to mention with the help of the big load Scott D'Amore, and he's still in there, but Petey Williams, holy cow, what's he signaling for?
It looked like he was going to try the Canadian Destroyer off the second rope. That definitely would have put Shark Boy away.
I might have telegraphed that move, however, by motioning to the crowd. Oh! Instead, answers. He snapped it off. He caught him with the Hurricane Rana.
I'll tell you what, great counter there by Shark Boy. That gives him the momentum right here. This is a chance to put away Petey Williams.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. People look at Shark Boy, they don't expect a man like that to be able to knock a Hurricane Rana off like that. Petey might have underestimated Shark Boy, and he's paying for it right now.
Shark Boy to the top.
Oh, he's got a shot here. No, he catches him.
Missile drop kick off the top. Gonna go for the cover.
1, 2.
No.
Oh, Petey Williams kicks out just in time.
Wow. Wow, face first, right into the top turnbuckle. Shark Boy, very, very competitive as usual in these matches. And from the corner mount, series of right hands to the side and to the top of the head.
The orthodox offense from Shark Boy has caught Petey Williams off guard. I don't know if he can come back and recover from a beating like this.
It just shows you how the momentum can switch so fast in a match with great athletes like this. And uh-oh, Petey Williams. Wow, backbreaker right there.
Well, it's just the type of action that you expect from the X Division. Shark Boy wouldn't be in the X Division if he wasn't as talented as he is.
Now he's telling the world that he's going to reel him in. First, the boot to the midsection. Could he be going for the Destroyer? Blocked, countered. Yeah! Oh, Shark Boy caught him. Drop down neck breaker. Pin attempt. 2.
No, he kicks out. I thought it was over.
Yeah, so did D'Amore. Did you see how Scott D'Amore, the Team Canada coach, got up on the ring apron? He's going to try and get in and break it up. But fortunately for him and Team Canada, Williams able to kick out.
Well, Shark Boy has to take advantage of this. He scouted Petey Williams.
Oh, great.
He knows that the Canadian Destroyer is the one he's going for.
Oh, here he goes. He's got it in place.
Could he get it?
Yo, he nailed it.
Man, did he
That's
strike
going to
it.
be it.
2,
Academic.
3. Wow. What do you think, Mr. Daniels? Impressive victory for Petey Williams. When we return to Impact, the phenomenal AJ Styles in action.
Hey, Big Dust. I just want to say thanks, man. Thanks for having my back. Thanks for watching out for me.
The girls are having a slumber party. Why wasn't I invited? Hey, look, I'm sorry about your fingers. I just want to apologize. You know that was an accident.
Well, yeah, sure.
And Dustin, big fan for years. I always felt like you were lost in the shuffle. However, now I feel like you're shuffling around with the lost.
Is that right?
Yeah, and how about this? Imagine your scrotum locked in a vice.
My scrotum?
Yeah, imagine my hand on the handle. Now imagine our future pay-per-view relationship, because that's what it's going to be.
Well, suck it, duck it, quack, quack, imagine my foot up your ass at against all odds. How about that?
Hey, calm down, big boy.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Calm down, nothing. It's just like that. Guys like that, I try to teach you. I try to teach all the young boys. Always protect yourself at all times.
When it comes to Sunday, 3-hour mega pay-per-view events, there's no question over the course of the past few months, TNA has raised the bar. And what a pay-per-view event against all odds is shaping up to be Sunday, February the 13th, in addition to Kevin Nash and Jeff Jarrett for the NWA title, in addition to the phenomenal AJ Styles and the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels for the X Division title in an Iron match, it will be Raven one-on-one against Dustin Rhodes.
I'll tell you, Mike, today this has been building. We've seen how it's been building. Dustin Rhodes has kind of been somebody who's kind of taking Cassidy O'Reilly under his wing, protecting him right there. You can see it kick Raven off, and then against all odds, we're going to see Dustin Rhodes and Raven.
Is anyone more of a master manipulator than Raven?
Oh, it's all about mind games. But speaking of mind games right now, what is going through the mind of the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels as the phenomenal AJ Styles walks in that ring?
I'll tell you what's going through my mind. The thought of beating AJ Styles to a bloody pulp for 30 straight minutes at Against All Odds.
You know, maybe a little history lesson for everyone. And Against All Odds, it will be the first ever TNA meeting for AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels in the Iron Man match. But it's not your first ever in-ring meeting, is it, Mr. Daniels?
No, it's not. I'll tell you something. Back in 2001 at the NWA 53rd anniversary show, AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels met for the first time. And after that match, AJ Styles' star started to rise in professional wrestling. All the success that he's attained came because of Christopher Daniels.
All the success?
All of it.
Now, you know, it may be true. AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, that matchup was very important in establishing AJ's career. But where was the Fallen Angel Christopher Daniels when AJ became X Division Champion, NWA World Tag Team Champion, and yes, NWA World Heavyweight Champion? I'm telling you, he earned it.
I'll tell you where Christopher Daniels was when AJ Styles was winning all those belts. I was being held back by TNA and held back by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. That's right, AJ, I see you.
AJ Styles just gave the Fallen Angel a glare as he's working here on Buck Quartermain, getting ready for the 30-minute Iron Man match. I gotta ask you there, Christopher Daniels, and oh, look at this, here he is.
Show me something, come on. Show me something, champ. Show me something, you won't have much longer. You won't have much longer. Yeah, bring it.
Wow! An attack from behind. That was the opening that Buck Quartermain was looking for.
You know what, AJ, when you're a smarter competitor, those things won't happen.
You know, it sounds like there's some sour grapes coming from you, Mr. Daniels, some jealousy, because I don't think there's any question that AJ Styles has proven himself time after time.
Oh, he has he? Well, let me ask you this, Mike, today, if you're so smart, if AJ Styles has proven himself, why is it taking AJ Styles 4 championship title reigns with the X Division belt to offer me a title shot? Why is this the first title shot that I've gotten in his 4th title reign?
I will say this, when you made the challenge, he accepted it. He didn't back down, he accepted it.
That's because
and when you win the 10 minutes, he accepted the fact that he was going to take you on after the Director of Authority made it a 30-minute Iron Man match. He's not ducked you, and I can hardly wait to see that match.
He didn't accept it. He had no choice but to accept the fact that I was coming for him at Against All Odds. 30 minutes? That's not even half the time I'm going to need to beat him down.
Yeah, to answer your question, AJ Styles isn't the Director of Authority. Dusty Rhodes is the NWA Director of Authority, and he's the man that makes the matches.
And he's the man that's been holding me back from the title that I rightly deserve. I am the X Division Mike Tenay. Dusty Rhodes knows it, and he's doing everything in his power to keep me from that title.
Boy, you've got an answer, and you've got an excuse for everything.
That's no excuse. It's not even the truth.
It's gospel. Attempt at the leg drop by Quartermain. Does not connect. Styles able to roll out of the way and avoid the contact.
I want to ask you, Fallen Angel, just for the people at home, theoretically in a 30-man Iron Man match, how many pins or submissions do you expect to get on the phenomenal AJ Styles?
Well, let me see. I've got Angel's Wings, that's a pin. I've got Last Strikes, that's a pin. I've got the best moonsault ever, that's a pin. So at least 3, I can go all night if I've got to. 30 minutes, I can do any and all of those.
Top rope springboard, followed by a flying forearm that takes down Quartermain.
I'll tell you what, that is such a wicked move when AJ Styles comes off that top rope. I even saw it there last week on Impact, or a couple weeks on Impact when the match was made. He caught you off the top rope of that.
Yeah, show me.
And
Show me, AJ Styles. Come on, I see you.
Yes!
Quartermain tried to fight it off, but he couldn't. AJ hit the Styles clash.
Did you see that glare AJ gave Christopher Daniels when he put him in the Styles clash? You could tell he was sending you a message. That's for you.
Well, I've got a message for him. I should be the franchise player of TNA. I should be called Mr. TNA. You call yourself Mr. TNA? You can. You don't have it. You haven't proved it to me yet.
He doesn't call himself Mr. TNA. The fans voted AJ Styles as Mr. TNA.
He got the microphone.
When I beat him and against all odds, they'll call me Mr. TNA. Let's hear what he has to say.
Christopher Daniels,
Yeah.
you want to come out here and do your little commentating, but what you're really doing is scouting AJ Styles, is that it?
Yeah.
What is stopping you from getting in this ring and showing everyone around here who the real X Division champion is?
What do you say, Fallen Angel?
You know what, AJ Styles? That's exactly the response I would expect from a spoiled brat like you. TNA has given you everything you've ever wanted. Dusty Rhodes has been handing you everything hand over fist. Well, guess what? You made me wait for this title shot for 3 years. You ducked me for 3 years. Well, I'm gonna make you wait until Against All Odds when I beat you for the X Division belt. That's right.
Ducking you!
That's right.
Ducking you!
That's right.
You don't even believe that! I've never ducked anybody in this business, and I'm not starting now!
Oh, yeah?
You want to wait till Against All Odds?
That's right. That's right.
Good. I'll shut your mouth once and for all.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Wow.
On your best day.
Strap on your seatbelts. It's an Against All Odds. It's Iron Man rules. It's going to be AJ Styles against the Fallen Angel.
There is a soul that walks among us, who resides without and within. He possesses the power to shatter illusions, alter futures, create new worlds. And his desire for certain pleasures is part of his pain. He's coming.
Well, I tell you what, girls, y'all have done a great job. I ain't lying. The Dream is so proud of both of y'all. Them guys that you bought, that we look on here, they are bad to the bone, man. You did a great job, but you know what I mean?
Trinity.
Taking a look at Team Tracy.
Team Tracy.
These guys.
Dream.
Excuse me,
You're gonna be so proud of me.
These guys are awesome. I'm telling you, they don't fight. Don't fight. Bottom line is, these guys gonna have an opportunity at the pay-per-view on the pregame show to show their wares.
Team Tracy all the
Better
way.
team gonna win. You know what I'm talking about?
Team Trinity. Team
Oh,
way.
oh, this is
Yeah, I
cool.
saw your 8-foot guys. They were on stilts over there walking around. Oh, please. Are you kidding me? Let's look. Come on. Let's look at the tape. The Dream will pick.
Hey, I am gonna pick. Listen, that business that me and you got, you know what I mean? We need to take care of that in a little while. You know, it's gonna be good. All righty. I can't wait to the pay-per-view.
Well, the Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes, was just talking about it. Very special, free, live, pregame countdown show, 30 minutes prior to the start of Against All Odds on your cable or satellite preview channel, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific time. And we understand that we will see the debut of both Team Trinity and Team Tracy.
I'll tell you what, when I look at the Director of Authority out there and I see the American Dream sitting in between Tracy and Trinity, you gotta myself, it's good to be the DOA. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be the American Dream. Wow.
One of the spectacular matches set for Against All Odds on the 13th.
Yeah.
Will involve this man, the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy, one-on-one against the 6'8", 350-pound monster Abyss. But Don West, it's not going to be just any wrestling match when Hardy squares off with Abyss and Against All Odds.
It's full metal mayhem, Professor, and that means tables, chairs, ladders, steel steps, ring posts, rails. If it's not bolted down, it can be used, and there's going to be something incredible. I understand there's even more stipulations in this match.
Well, you're right. I talked to the Dream, and Dusty Rhodes tells me that Against All Odds, we will have 2 envelopes hanging above the ring. You'll have to climb the ladder. You'll have to take down one of those envelopes. Now, one of the envelopes has a contract in it. The other one is empty. That contract is for a shot at the NWA World's Heavyweight title on a future Impact match, and that just takes that bout up several more notches.
Well, you can see, I was going to say, Jeff Hardy came out on his game as he just shot up to that top rope. But David Young slowed him down using his muscle and his power right there.
Yeah, David Young in the midst of one of the worst one-loss records in professional wrestling history. Am I going to win here? No. I mean, what would you say, David Young? 1 win in how many matches?
About 2 years.
That's about right. About 1 victory in the past 2 years for David Young.
I lost count of how many it is. I know it's been about 2 years.
Trying to break that streak and try to get off the schneid here against Jeff Hardy.
Oh, nice counter right there for Hardy. I'm going to tell you something. David Young is a good person to have this match with because now he's not 6'8", 350, but he is big. He is powerful. And I think that's a good kind of a judge for Jeff Hardy to get ready for Full Metal Mayhem. And think about it also, Kevin Nash, training harder than he's ever trained in his life, because he's going after the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Jeff Jarrett, for a title he's never held, and he's held so many of them.
Of course, Jeff Jarrett has been traveling the world as of late, including a recent title defense in Seoul, South Korea of the NWA World's Heavyweight title. Boy, the word that we get from Shane Douglas, the franchise tells us, and he's been with Kevin Nash over the course of the past
almost
several
every
weeks.
step of the way.
You're right. The training regimen that Kevin Nash is going through for this matchup against Jeff Jarrett on February the 13th is unlike anything that he's ever seen Nash put him through. Kevin Nash is more serious about this bout than we've seen Nash in years.
Well, he's more serious. He's more dedicated to this. He wants to be taken seriously, and I'll tell you something. He's working out hard, and I can hardly wait for February 13 Against All Odds. And when you think about the 30-minute Iron Man match, you think about Nash and Jarrett and Hardy and Abyss, Full Metal Mayhem, Rhodes and Raven. Think about this, America's Most Wanted defending their title against Kid Cash and Lamar Hoyt. I mean, it's going to be incredible. You mentioned at the beginning of the show, Monty Brown, DDP, forming a tag team and Against All Odds. Man, Mike, today it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be great. Please join us on pay-per-view. David Young back to the offensive. Snapmare, David Young has been in control of much of this match against Hardy.
Well, I'll tell you something. When you're thinking ahead to Against All Odds, if you're thinking ahead to the Monster Abyss, and think about every time Jeff Hardy's been in the ring here the last few weeks, Abyss has had something to say in his actions. He's got to be a little distracted, and you know what? This is an opportunity for David Young to steal one right here.
And then when Dusty Rhodes adds to the equation the Full Metal Mayhem matchup, that there's going to be those 2 envelopes above the ring. You climb the ladder, and then it's which envelope do you choose? Because one of them has a contract, the other one completely empty, but that contract will be for a future match, a title shot against the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion on an upcoming Impact bout.
I'll tell you,
wow,
I'll tell you what,
raising the stakes.
I'll tell you what, Mike, Jeff Hardy's got to get to that match first. I mean, David Young's fired up, snapping off suplexes, just giving Jeff everything he wants. But you're right, think about how physical and emotional that match is going to be. You finally get up to one of the envelopes. You got a 50-50 shot. You better grab the right one, because you're going to be mentally exhausted if you grab the wrong one, and that's going to be a great advantage for whoever's left.
Hardy trying to mount a comeback. Boot to the midsection. They try and fire Young across.
Oh, that's what you got to do, Jeff Hardy.
Fired him back first into the turnbuckles. Hardy takes David Young. David Young fights back, however. Perfectly placed knee. Great move here because David Young, we've seen it in the past, if he can hit you with that spine buster,
it's over. He's got nothing to lose here, Mike. He's got nothing to lose here. The whole world's thinking that Jeff Hardy's going to win this match.
And he's also not afraid to go high risk.
That's amazing for a big man, isn't it?
High risk, but zero reward. Top rope moonsault. David Young does not connect. Hardy able to roll out of the way.
I'll tell you what, Jeff Hardy, if he would have got hit full force by that backwards moonsault right there by David Young, I'm going to tell you something. That would not have helped his chances at Against All Odds on February the 13th.
Hardy shot off the ropes. Able to drill David Young. Caught him right in the head. Series of boots to the chest. And then left hand after left, and then a series of rights as well.
You can see the frustration kind of coming out of Jeff Hardy right there. He knows that David Young's got the best of him in this match. He knows it. Look at right there. He just took all of his momentum to throw him into the turnbuckle. Now what's he doing? Grabbing one of the chairs is going to be legal in the Full Metal Mayhem.
Yeah, to this point of the match, it's almost as if Hardy was looking past David Young.
Yes.
I'm sure just so focused on the monster Abyss, his opponent Against All Odds. Watch him spring off the chair.
Oh, way he put the knee right into the chin of David Young right there. He's going to have to use that and more, though, when he goes up against Abyss. Oh, nice move there by Jeff Hardy.
Hardy still has that chair positioned as well. I wonder if he has something in mind. Hardy going to continue the offensive attack here against David Young by going to the top.
Holy cow. Wow, he had to do that almost half the length of the ring. An incredible swanton, and he's got it.
Swanton equals 1, 2, 3. What a win for Jeff Hardy. Nice comeback as he goes on to face, well, speaking of Abyss,
here comes the Abyss. Oh, look at this. What a great counter by Hardy. He stole him out of the back of his arm. He used that chair in the ring and countered to catch Abyss off guard.
And think of what Jeff Hardy's gone through recently on this program. Abyss power slamming him from the ring, over the top, down through a table, and here they go. Abyss and Hardy battling all throughout the impact zone.
Look at them. They're just slugging it out. February 13th against All Odds, Mike. It's going to be incredible. These guys, it is just boil over.
This is just a little taste of Full Metal Mayhem.
Dude, honestly, have you ever even won a match here, bro?
Yeah. If you don't win, you know what? You're out. You're out on your hind tail. But I tell you what, Frankie and I, we've got an idea. Tell me.
You can wrestle Jeff Hammond. I mean, he wants to wrestle us. He's a NASCAR guy. You know what NASCAR stands for? Non-athletic sport centered around rednecks.
Hey, boys.
Dude,
I couldn't help but overhear a challenge being levied. Well, challenge accepted. You know, y'all think Jeff Hammond's a joke? Well, the joke's on you because you couldn't beat half of Jeff Hammond's butt if the other half was helping you.
Yo, Michael Shane, you and your life partner, Frankie Kazarian. Bottom line is this, we got our eyes on you. David Young, don't just talk about it, be about it.
You know what? Start your engines. You boys just wrote a check here. Booties can't cash.
Yeah, next week.
Dude, what they said? Bro,
talking about your mom.
Jeff was talking about your mom.
Talked about my mom?
Yeah.
Next week, is that right? Let me get the word here, Don, just 1 second. On Impact? Yes, it is going to be Jeff Hammond. Our broadcast colleague, the lead analyst from TNA, and of course NASCAR on Fox as well. He's going to step into the ring one-on-one against David Young. That's prior to Against All Odds when Hammond's going to be involved in a tag team match.
I'll tell you what, I think that's great though for Jeff Hammond to get some work in before Against All Odds when he goes up with his partner BC James against Michael Shane and Kazarian. But here's Abyss, and you got to wonder what's going through this monster's mind. Is he going to be ticked off after what happened?
Ticked off?
He thought he was going to catch Hardy by surprise, and Hardy stood toe-to-toe.
I think ticked off's putting it mildly. As we went to the last commercial break, we saw this monster in Jeff Hardy fighting out of the impact zone, and now Abyss. You know, I think in Abyss, in his mind, he thinks that Lex Lovett is Jeff Hardy.
Oh, he's just looking for somebody to take it all out on. And Lex Lovett drew the short straw, man. Let me tell you something. Unbelievable, the monster Abyss. Black hole slam!
He drove him down to the canvas, and the black hole slam gains him the 3 count. Get ready for full metal mayhem. Tables, ladders, chairs, anything metal legal, plus the winner to get a shot on impact at the NWA World's Heavyweight title. Now what's he gonna do?
Oh, look at this. I think he's gonna take it out on Lex Luger some more. Right. I think he's trying to send Jeff Hardy a message. This is what I'm gonna do to you. February 13th at Against All Odds during Full Metal Mayhem.
Don, one of the things we've always talked about concerning Abyss is that tunnel vision, that 100% focus that he has. Once he gets centered on something, he just will not let up. The big man positioning the table, stacking it up in the ring. Oh, poor Lex Luger. Look at him try and get out of the way. Lex Luger trying to get out of the ring.
Oh, you can see right here, he's just dazed from the black hole slam. And he knows, I think he knows. Wait a minute.
Here comes Jeff Hardy.
Oh, nice boot right there by Abyss.
Think back recently on Impact here, when Abyss press slammed Hardy high above his head, threw him from the ring down to the arena floor, and put him through the table, and I get the feeling we're going to see it once again.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that's how you send a message, and here it is, as he's got him up in the air. Oh, no!
Hardy,
no! No! Wow, look at that counter! Look at that counter by Hardy!
DDT! He just dropped him right on his head. Look at that reaction.
Great move there. He was up in the air. That's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to pull out all the stops. Wow, he caught Abyss unawares right there when he reversed it into the DDT right into the table.
Now, for those of you scoring at home, I think it makes it 1-1 when it comes to putting him through a table. And Against All Odds, it's Jeff Hardy and Abyss. Full Metal Mayhem. And welcome back, everyone, to Impact. Yet to come in our main event, the newly formed tag team of the Alpha Male Monty Brown and Diamond Dallas Page to face the former NWA Tag Team Champions, the Naturals. But Sunday, February the 13th is the date. Against All Odds is the mega pay-per-view event. It's Jeff Jarrett defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against the challenge on of the #1 contender, Kevin Nash.
I'll tell you something, Kevin Nash, we talked about it, he has rededicated himself to wrestling. He has trained harder, worked harder than he ever has before. Why? Because this is the one heavyweight championship belt he has never held, Mike.
Now let's go to our broadcast colleague, the franchise Shane Douglas, who for the past several weeks has been following the every move of Kevin Nash. Take it, Shane.
Mike, Don, I'm sitting in the backstage area here in the massage area with Big Kevin Nash, the 7-foot monster who is now, as you know, the #1 contender for the NWA World's Heavyweight title. This is, of course, as you all know, the one title that has eluded Kevin Nash throughout his entire illustrious career. Now, after having spent the past week with Kevin, I can tell you this. The big monster is in the greatest shape of his career. He's ready for this match against World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett. And I can say this, now that he's getting his massage.
I'll see you against All Odds, Nash. I'll see you. I'll see you.
And we are back on Impact. Wow, what a way to end that last segment, Don. I mean, Jeff Jarrett has been so vocal about what we presume to be his offense when it comes to the match against Kevin Nash and Against All Odds. Always pointing out that Kevin Nash has had 13 knee surgeries, and it looked like Jarrett was going to try and maybe cause another knee surgery by using the guitar on Mr. Nash.
You know what I noticed, though? And I don't believe it would have happened this way a month ago. Do you notice that Kevin Nash almost had eyes in the back of his head? It's almost like he can feel the NWA World Heavyweight Champion coming. Because let me tell you something. Jarrett wasn't trying to miss. Nash just barely got out of the way. He's going to have those kind of reflexes to take the championship belt away from Jeff Jarrett.
As we see the Alpha Male Monty Brown, we want to remind you, check out our website, TNAWrestling.com. And we understand that there's a very special interview up now on that site with Monty Brown discussing his NFL career. New England Patriots and Buffalo Bills, by the way. His appearances in the Super Bowl, Coach Bill Belichick, Coach Bill Parcells as well, and even Monty Brown's pick for this Sunday's Super Bowl game.
I gotta tell you, there's something funny in that interview. You gotta read it, but you remember Bubby Brister? This guy thought he killed him. His reporter gave him the pounds right in the middle of a game. And here he is. Listen to this crowd. They love Diamond Dallas Page.
The three-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion has formed a new tag team with the alpha male Monty Brown. Think back on the Final Resolution and the three-way match involving Kevin Nash, DDP, and Monty Brown. The one thing that came out of that match was a mutual respect between Diamond Dallas Page and Monty Brown. But keep in mind that they both have not only mutual respect, but a common goal as well. They both want to be NWA World Heavyweight Champions.
I'll tell you what, it was so neat to see two great athletes as they just get sabotaged right there by the Naturals, but two great athletes like DDP and Monty Brown. And like you mentioned, the mutual respect, they both realized how hard they worked, and I thought it was great when DDP offered out the hand of congratulations when Monty Brown won that match, and you don't see that for many people. It takes a class act. DDP a class act that Monty Brown accepted, and now they formed an alliance.
When it comes to experience as a tag team, the Naturals, Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, they actually have quite an edge here over DDP and the Alpha Male. This is Diamond Dallas Page and Monty Brown's first time together as a tag team. I mean,
oh, what teamwork right there! I think that comes from the experience that DDP has in his career.
I was going to talk about the Naturals as a team, former NWA World Tag Team Champions, but wow, Monty Brown and DDP, they are definitely on the same page. Hold that thought for 1 second, Don. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, more tag team action on Impact. We're back on Impact, and we're back on pay-per-view Sunday, February the 13th, with Against All Odds, where you will see this tag team, Diamond Dallas Page and the Alpha Male Monty Brown, squaring off against another newly formed team, Scott Hall and Team Canada's Bobby Roode. And isn't that an interesting combination?
Well, we've always said that wrestling makes strange bedfellows, and that is. But Scott Hall had to find somebody. You know, he was ticked at Monty Brown, he was ticked at DDP by the way they kind of bonded together after they got rid of Nash early in that match. That bothered Scott Hall. He went to Team Canada, Scott D'Amore, got Bobby Roode, which is the logical choice to team with Scott Hall with the size that he has. That's going to be an interesting matchup.
And Don, if you think through the years as we see DDP go for the pin attempt here on Andy Douglas, oh, but Douglas kicks out and then comes right back and connects with a clothesline. The history of Kevin Nash and Scott Hall through the years, they've always favored strength in numbers. And something tells me that this association, Nash, Hall, with Scott D'Amore and Team Canada, is certainly going to maybe fortify their position here in TNA.
Well, when you really look at it, it's really not that strange of a decision after all. Like you said, knowing their history. But I tell you right now, as good as DDP and Monty Brown were doing, it has changed here. The momentum has turned as Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas had cornered DDP, kept him away from Monty Brown, kept him away from the tag, and they are now in control of this tag team action.
Look, this is certainly what I expected from the Naturals, from Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas. The fact that they have been teaming together, the fact that they are former NWA World Tag Team title holders, this is what I expected from the Naturals as they use this experience in.
And think about the eyes they're going to open if they win this match. I mean, think about it. The championship committee, the directive authority, they're going to have to be looking at this and say, hey, the Naturals deserve another shot. I mean, they do work together so well. They take a lot of shortcuts any chance they can. As you see DDP fighting back with everything he's got, but he can't get the tag.
Special 15-minute time limit for this main event tag bout, as ruled by the NWA Director of Authority, Dusty Rhodes, and I think it's a great move. Let's let these wrestlers decide it. Let's not go to the judge, living legend Larry Zbyszko. Let's determine the winner in the ring.
I like that philosophy right there. Think about what's going to happen at Against All Odds when you look at these greats. Not only do we have DDP and Monty Brown teaming up against Scott Hall and Bobby Roode You're gonna see Kevin Nash try to wrestle the title away, the NWA World Heavyweight title from Jeff Jarrett. You're gonna see America's Most Wanted defending the tag title belt against Kid Cash and Lamar Hoyt. You're gonna see Lance Hoyt. You're gonna see Christopher Daniels and AJ Styles 30-minute Iron Man match.
And just added as well, X Division special, prime time against Petey Williams, against all odds, shaping up to be yet another incredible pay-per-view from Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, and the Naturals and Chase Stevens in particular really enjoying the advantage that they have in this tag match.
Well, I'll tell you what, they have kept DDP away from Monty Brown. Monty Brown just couldn't take it. He came over there to get a couple shots in there. The frustration boiling over.
Referee Andrew Thomas laying down the law to the alpha male. See the corner cam with the close-up look. Behind the back of the referee, you see the Naturals with the double team. And of course, as soon as Thomas turns around, Andy Douglas runs back to his corner.
Oh, absolutely. You saw him putting the boot right there to the neck of Diamond Dallas Page. And I'm going to tell you something. The Naturals have done an incredible job once they... Oh! You can't sit there and pontificate while great stars like DDP is in the ring. That was just crazy on Chase Stevens' part.
I want to mention that we have many great dignitaries, wrestling dignitaries in attendance this week here at the Impact Zone. NWA promoter Ed Schumann, former professional wrestlers Reggie Parks and Bugsy McGraw, photographers from around the world at ringside, chronicling the event. I even understand that we have noted actor Sid Haig, one of the stars of Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses. He's in attendance, and he's going to be starring in a movie with Diamond Dallas Page, Devil's Reject, to be released later this year.
Well, that just shows you how big TNA is getting. I mean, the demand for all these stars and the fans that are coming out from everywhere to see the action. It's total nonstop action at its best.
And how about Kevin Nash? In The Punisher recently, has the longest yard coming up later this year. Well, you're right. The stars of total nonstop action wrestling making an impact in professional wrestling and in Hollywood as well.
I'll tell you right now, Diamond Dallas Page has been in the middle of that ring for a long time. He is going to have to somehow figure out a way to get a tag, and maybe this is how you do it. Oh, look at this. He's just reaching, fighting for everything he's got.
So close, just inches away from the tag. But here's the teamwork. Just as soon as it looks like DDP is going to put the tag into Monty Brown.
Referee Andrew Thomas
you see
should have
Andy
stopped
Douglas
that.
just come in and pull DDP over to the other side of the ring.
Yeah, he did. And I'll tell you what, now you can see the positioning there of Chase Stevens. He's got himself in front of DDP. DDP trying to reach in with everything he's got. He knows he needs Monty Brown in that ring in a hurry.
DDP gonna try and use
that's how you do it right
exactly,
there.
he just elevated him, took him overhead, and Chase Stevens crashes into his Naturals partner, Andy Douglas.
Does he got enough, though, to get over there and make the tag? Think about the effort that took.
He's close.
Is he gonna get it?
Extend the hand and make the tag. Duck of the clothesline.
Oh,
man.
That's cleaning house right there from Monty Brown. Look at this.
Series of lariats. Right hand doubles him over and
look at that power.
Double underhook suplex. Fired off into the rope. It's going to take him up in the air. Douglas up.
Now look at this. Kind of slipped up high, so he just catches him and throws him behind him. The guy's unbelievable.
Monty Brown and DDP. The tag team formed out of mutual respect. Oh, and he pounds him halfway across the ring.
Unreal. Wait a minute, look at this. Diamond cutter.
After the pounce, he hits the diamond cutter, and then the alpha male gets the 1, 2, 3. Wow, it's Monty Brown and DDP to face Scott Hall and Team Canada's Bobby Roode, upcoming and against all odds on Sunday, February the 13th. In addition to that, Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash for the NWA World's title.
This has been a presentation of TNA Wrestling.